Princess of Wales delighted everyone at Wimbledon yesterday. She presented the men's final winners, Carlos Alcaraz, with his trophy.
Yes, and it's been a busy few days for the royals, of course, because Prince William and Prince George were at the Euros last night, and the King and Queen are due to set off on their tour of the Channel Islands today.
Well, our royal correspondent, Cameron Walker, is with us today. So a lot to get through here, Cameron. Where do you want to begin?
Yeah, there certainly is. Let's start with the Princess of Wales. Of course, the crowd's reaction was incredible for her. Only her second public appearance yesterday since her cancer diagnosis. Also a great day out for Princess Charlotte as well. She was actually gifted the racket that Barbora Krejcikova used to win the ladies singles on Saturdays. Kate also revealing that Princess Charlotte had been practicing her tennis over the weekend ahead of Wimbledon. So I suspect she's a very big fan of tennis. She was wearing a beautiful dress, Cecilia Lilac midi dress by Sophia, which would set you back £1,200. So it's very expensive.
Princess Charlotte was?
Sorry, the Princess of Wales. Sorry, I misspoke. Princess of Wales. No idea. I don't know what dress Princess Charlotte was wearing, but I think it was something which I think the Princess of Wales was determined to be at, because she's the patron of Wimbledon, of course.
Well, yeah, but there was lots of question marks about whether or not she would be able to cope with the long game of tennis, and thankfully it was 3 quick sets. But she looked great, and she had her girl tribe, didn't she? She had a sister with her and her daughter who very much looked in support of her, and it was fabulous to see. And then Prince William with his mini-me last night in Berlin.
Yes,
matching outfits and everything.
Absolutely, wearing ties, suit and ties. There was a little bit of criticism online actually about Prince George being forced to wear a suit and tie rather than a football shirt. But I think if you're in the royal box, you're going to be wearing a suit and tie, aren't you? And there's these wonderful images online of both Prince William and George embracing father-son relationship, something you wouldn't have seen with previous generations of the royal family in public. Them both screaming when England's got their one and only goal of the tournament. And of course, it was not one but two royal families there, because we had the Spanish king and his youngest daughter there as well. So a bit of diplomacy as well. Yeah,
good soft diplomacy. Now, you've got some royal news in terms of the King and Queen this morning.
Yes, we do. The Australian and New Zealand governments have released new images of the King and Queen taken in Buckingham Palace in the white drawing room. It's of them wearing their Australian and separately their New Zealand's decorations and insignia. You see them there, photographed by Millie Pilkington, quite a well-known royal photographer. And this is to coincide with the announcement from Buckingham Palace this morning that the King and Queen will be going on a tour of Australia and Samoa in October, but New Zealand's not happening due to the King's ongoing cancer treatment. I'm also told that the engagement's going to be limited. Usually with the royal tour, it's, you know, they do 8 engagements a day roughly, so I suspect it's going to be a lot less engagements per day, but we'll have to wait and see how he gets on with that.
It's a bit of a snub for New Zealand. How popular are the royal family down there? I mean, would his visit have really boosted the royals' popularity, do you think?
I think it depends on who you ask. If you look back to January this year, the Australian government shelved plans to become a republic, but of course physically going as monarch is perhaps going to boost the popularity. You just saw that when the Prince and Princess of Wales went with the baby Prince George and Princess Charlotte a few years ago now, but that boosted the popularity of the royals in both Australia and New Zealand. So I think there will be some disappointed monarchists within New Zealand, but I think they're going to be mindful of the fact that the King's still undergoing cancer treatment, and perhaps they'll cut him some slack in that department.
But meanwhile, the royal couple are in the Channel Islands today.
They are. Crown dependencies, relationship going back to since the 1100s. The king, known as the Duke of Normandy, in the Channel Islands. So although the United Kingdom not getting a bank holiday today because of the Euros loss, both Jersey and Guernsey getting bank holidays because of the King and Queen are visiting. So they're in Jersey today, followed by Guernsey tomorrow. Preparations have been well underway. It's the first visit for King Charles as king to the Channel Islands, as he is, of course, head of state there. They last visited, Charles and Camilla, in 2012. So it's going to be a busy 2 days, because then, of course, it's state opening in Parliament on Wednesday. The Queen saying the King should slow down. He's clearly not slowing down. So he's packing in a lot of engagement despite his ongoing cancer treatment.
Just remind us, because the King's speech at the state opening of Parliament, that's when we'll see the King and Queen with their crown jewels on and, you know, lots of pomp and ceremony to look forward to.
Yes, 200 horses, I think 1,100 soldiers will be taking part in that pomp and ceremony down the Mall towards the Palace of Westminster. The King expects to be wearing the imperial state crown as he did the last time it was the state opening of Parliament, but of course a new government and a new Prime Minister for the King as well.
Oh, and we've got a big birthday as well on Wednesday.
We do, the Queen's 77th birthday. So there's actually going to be gun salutes in Hyde Park, a 41 gun salute in Hyde Park for the state opening of Parliament. When I say Hyde Park, I mean Green Park. And then very shortly after, they've got to do it all again because it's the Queen's birthday, and every every birthday of a monarch or a member of the royal family, there is a big gun salute. So it's going to be a very busy day for the King Street Royal Horse Artillery in Green Park, and I believe the Welsh Guards taking part in that ceremonial procession down towards Palace of Westminster.
A full royal overview
Absolutely.
from our royal correspondent. Thanks very much, Cameron Walker.
Thank you very much indeed.